Hello, everybody. We're missing some
Welcome,
Christmas
welcome.
background music.
Acapella, dashing through the snow on this cool webinar.
Go on. It's nice.
David, you're getting in the role.
Sorry,
So
David, I can't share music, I
Andy
guess,
and Karen,
since
five.
since you're sharing screen, I can't share audio actually.
Oh, my bad. Okay,
That's okay.
I think we can start anyway now, I think. So I'm gonna hand the mic to Nalzika.
but okay, yes. First, welcome everybody. Actually, I really hope David will not hate me, but can you? Because like for people who don't know, David just got a job as Santa Claus. And I beg you, can you please give me a little bit of, preview on how you welcome the kids? Like, can you please welcome us as you welcome the kids with your Santa Claus voice?
Oh my days. Okay, this is not rehearsed at all. So okay, I do have 15 years of acting in my belt. So I tried to do my best job to portray an old fat man. So I'll be like, welcome, children. Welcome. It's Merry Christmas. It's a jolly time. Come, I have a gift for you. Ho ho. That's all you're getting. You pay for more, okay? So
Thank you, David. That was so good. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, for the people who just entered, David was giving us his best impression of Santa Claus because he just got a job as Santa Claus at the shopping mall. So it's I don't know, I really wanted to put him in the spot and give us a little bit of taste of his daily job. But yeah, really good job. I really felt the Christmas vibes, and I will send you my Christmas list. So I hope you can, take charge of that. And yeah, so welcome also for the people who just entered. We are here for a new webinar with Core. We're very excited. We have also a very interesting topic today. And before we start, of course, we would like to invite our Heavenly Parent here with us. And for that, I'm gonna ask Karen if she would like to give opening prayer.
Yes, so please join me in prayer. Our dearest Heavenly Parents, God, good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever we are. We want to greet you this day and yeah, thank you for gathering together all these really beautiful and amazing people, our brothers and sisters, to really gather as they prepare for the matching, the blessing for the future that is going to be together with you. And yeah, we really want to prepare ourselves more for the future, for the blessing that you want to give to us, and that we can be able to really receive it fully and embrace what you want to give to us. So pray that we can really prepare ourselves well. And in this meeting, we can feel a little bit more prepared and that we can, yeah, be able to learn something, to realize something, or reflect about something in our life that can help us to receive the blessing, your blessing, more and more. So thank you for this time. And we want to invite you into this meeting. And we love you very much. I pray these things in all of our names. My name is Karen Pak, part of Blessed Couple and Tennis Holy Mother Han. Aju.
I do. Okay, thank you for praying. And yes, so we're here for another core webinar, which is this new uh, thing that we introduced for this Christmas cycle. And yeah, we're very excited. Last call for the people who were there, you were doing a little bit of quiz here, and so having a little bit of fun. Also today, we're going to have a really fun activity after the talk, so make sure to stick around also for that one. And yes, but before that, we all came here because we really wanted to know what our older brothers and sisters they wanted to share with us and the piece of wisdom they had been gathering. And they've been working for High Noon for a long time, and not only at High Noon, but just generally taking care of young second gens, young missionaries. So I do see a lot of solid couple here, and I am pretty sure they have a lot of wisdom to share with us. Today, they want to talk about the five high noon virtues, and make sure to take notes because it will be very helpful for later. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome for the main talk Andy and Karen.
Yay.
Thank you. Thanks, Nausicaa. When you said older brother and sister, it made us feel so old.
So old.
Never mind. We are going to share our old and hard-won wisdom with everybody. Hey, Johannes, Solange, Talia. Talia's just in an apartment under us. Ayaka, Raphael, Bogi, Christian, Gloria, Jakob. Hey, Maya. Hey, everybody. Okay, so you're gonna get started. 500 virtues, and we prepared basically two stories, like two testimonies we want to talk about. One main story, and if we have more time, we can do the second story of our life. And so, yeah, we were already introduced. I'm Andy,
Karen.
and here we go. Karen's gonna start.
Yeah, so our talk is kind of more like sounds like something for a blessing workshop, which I guess this is. So I wanted to start with talking about the beginning of our matching process, which I think is more relevant for everyone here. Yeah, for the beginning of our matching process, it's a little bit interesting because my parents weren't so involved with the deciding kind of who, right? Like they weren't really like active role as a parent, not because they didn't care, but because they really didn't know what they were doing. And so for me, I worked a lot with my matching supporter. And yeah, in the beginning, I relied a lot on my matching supporter, especially in preparation. So it was really helpful to be asked questions like, what is the kind of person you would like to be with? What qualities do they have? And why? These are like questions that I really never thought about. And also specifically like who, like if I could name a person that closely fits to that description, like who would it be? um so yeah, basically when I was preparing for the matching and blessing, um it came to the point where my parents wanted me to choose, like suggest someone on my own. Like they wanted me to suggest someone because I know more people, which is very non-traditional, um, considering like how matching and blessing, how it's taught. So I was like, there's something really wrong with my parents or me or what's going on anyway. And so, yeah, eventually I was like, okay, if I were to be really honest with myself, I would I would name Andy. Okay. And then that took a lot of courage for me to like admit that, like, oh my God, I have feelings for someone. Like, is that okay? Am I like fallen? There's something wrong? I have a crush. Um, and so anyway, I was like, okay, I talked with my matching supporter because that was the best thing that I could do. I did a prayer condition to let go. Um, but my matching supporter also suggested, okay, like if this is really a potential, then let's pursue it. And so, yeah, I eventually, with my matching supporter, we reached out to Andy's parents. And yeah, at the time, we got the response, and the response was that he was not ready yet to, yeah, be in a communication at all in general. So for me, yeah, a main point from this that I gained was, okay, he's not ready, so I can move on and I can go to prepare myself to be on the matching website and be available. Um, yeah, so then I realized, okay, it's okay. And I'm actually not stuck on the idea that it has to be Andy. Like, it doesn't need to be Andy. It can be I'm open to anyone. So yeah, I realized in myself that that's a good thing. Like I'm not stuck to the idea of a person, but I'm stuck to the idea of the blessing. Like I know I want to be blessed. So yeah, it just doesn't have to happen to be Andy at the moment. That's what I thought. Um yeah, and yeah, anyway, later on, Andy's parents eventually reached out to me when Andy was ready, which he will talk about later. Um, and yeah, also another main point that I realized from this is there is God's timing and everything, especially with the matching and blessing. Like I wouldn't have been able to know that Andy would have reached out to me again. But anyways, in the time being, I was focused on myself and I was yeah, growing my relationship with my parents and doing condition, and I was focused on like witnessing and mission life at the time. So I was really focused on growing myself, and yeah, that turned out to be a really good thing because I could learn more about myself in the meanwhile. Um and yeah, I also realized, just because the answer was no from Andy doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me, or doesn't mean that I suck, or that um yeah, doesn't mean that the blessing isn't going to work out, right? Just because one person said no. Like I don't really know the circumstance, but just in that timing, it's a no. So I can still grow and I can still trust in the process to develop myself. Um, yeah, and so, yeah, those are the main points for me that I would say. And then you want to fill it in the middle.
Yeah. So through our stories, we want to convey a little bit how the five Hainan virtues, what role they played in our story, right? In the matching and in blessed life. And so Karen was talking about how when she sent her first request to my family, I wasn't available. And that was actually a time in my story when I had decided to take a break from the matching for 6 months and to only focus on working on myself. And no matter who approaches me, if the woman of my dream approaches me, I'm going to say, no, I'm working on myself for these 6 months. I'm available after. And so actually before that and before meeting Karen, I was pursuing a different matching process. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. And the theme we want to get across is really what Karen mentioned, learning how to listen to God in your life and in your story, and aligning ourselves with God's vision and God's timing in a very personal way, right? And so for me, when I started working on the matching, there was somebody I had feelings for, right? And I did suggest that person to my parents, and I realized, looking back, especially, I realized it's really easy to have feelings for someone and go about it without integrity in a matching process, or pursuing marriage, right? And it's not so easy to pull it off and maintain or have integrity in that. And so, I mean, there was the risk, right? And I knew that at the time, that I don't want to just go for this person because of a shallow or superficial crush or feeling or attraction. So how do I make sure that that's not the case, and that I pursue and start the matching with integrity, and I do that not based on a feeling but based on my values, and the blessing. And so I think that's the value that Hainan started. Don't quote me on that, but integrity was really big, and and so I started by seeking accountability for that, right? And I told my parents. I was lucky enough, so I mean, there's a difference, right? Karen's story, is an example of not being able to work with your parents so closely in the matching, and she had to seek supporters. I never really worked with any supporter officially, but I talked with my parents. And then later, I talked with kind of unofficially with my Heinrich mentors. It was always just part of our personal conversation, and with my another mentor I had and who supported me through conversations. And so I shared everything with them, right? That like the feelings I had, and made sure that this is not just me pursuing an attraction, but discussing it with my elders in my life. And so together, we decided that, hey, that's actually not a bad idea. It's not pure shallow attraction. This might be a start, and it's worth a shot. And so we did go for that for about half a year, a little longer, but during the time, it became very confusing. The person that, we were trying to start a matching process with was not ready. And she said that twice. And so for me, part of me was already kind of attached, had hopes for that process, right? I was young, emotional. I hope I'm still young and emotional, but I think that there's emotions. So I started getting really confused. Should I wait for this person, try later? Should I just drop it? With no real closure, I kind of had to make that closure myself in that case, and go for something else. And that's when my mentor suggested, well, why don't you take a break? You don't need to decide right now, right? If it's so confusing, and you want to work on yourself anyway, take half a year, work on yourself, and you can decide later. And that was so helpful. And these 6 months, I mean, they helped me really to work on myself, build integrity in different areas of my life, emotionally, relationally, sexual integrity, that I had to build, to really feel more confident, more peaceful, in the matching process. And I could just put that on ice, until I felt ready again. And so that symbolized integrity for me, building integrity, restoring integrity as well, accountability, and honesty, right? Being honest with where I was at, and that things were starting to get confusing, and that I'm actually not ready to make a decision in the matching process. I need to take a break. And that was, and so I took a break, and after those 6 months, that 6 months is when Karen sent her first request, and I said, well, I'm not ready, and we said no. But that wasn't because of Karen, right? I didn't know at first who was sending a request. My parents told me, and I just felt very clearly that no, I need to dedicate this time to preparing. If I jump the gun, I'm just gonna, go back into the same situation I was in at the beginning. And so I let these 6 months pass, and I started working on the matching again afterwards, and said, okay, I'm going to look for someone now. I want to get matched now. And I marked that with a prayer condition. And so again, this is where God's timing was really interesting, because I felt like I needed closure in my first matching process at the time. And that was kind of what I was like going for. I was praying and asking God what to do next and how to start my matching like journey now again. But internally I felt like, okay, God, but probably I need to find closure with that first matching process, a clear yes or no. And in the last 3 days of that prayer condition, and it was like her old matching supporter started messaging me, her best friend messaged me, and in prayer I had really strong signs that I should approach Karen. And I was reminded of Karen during that time, not before my prayer condition, not after my prayer condition, but exactly then. And that was like, it was the perfect timing. I was totally primed for the matching, and it could not have been a better timing. I would have kind of forgotten about Karen's old matching request. So that was, it was very interesting that it happened exactly then. And so that confused me again, because I was going to go for the old matching process. Thank you for the emoji, by the way. Love it. can send more of that. And I was confused, and it was a really clear direction that God was giving me. And so I wanted to talk about the highest form of integrity that I believe there is learning how to listen for God's voice, personal voice in our lives, and learning how to align myself with what God is telling me, right? And not and with what God is telling me, I don't mean what somebody else is telling me that God told them. I mean, maybe, but it's learning how to listen for God inside of me, in my heart, through the thoughts, through the feelings, through the experiences that God is placing inside of me, placing in my life. And I think that takes a lot of practice. And for me, what that looked like was like slowing down and becoming really still and stop talking, stop thinking even, right? And going for a long walk at night, and everything's completely quiet, and I could start listening to what's happening inside my heart. And the answer was really clear and really loud, and it was, don't do that first matching process, go for that new matching process. It was super clear. And thanks for the emojis. And so I told God, and I think here's where, for me, honesty came into play a lot. I wanted to stay in tune with God's idea, right? God's vision for my blessing. Um, but I had to wrestle a lot with it. And it was because when I looked at myself, honestly, I wasn't ready to just move on yet. And I didn't want to start talking to someone else, which would have been Karen, while someone else was still in my thoughts. And I didn't want to risk the feeling of what if, right? Starting a matching process feeling like, oh, what if this previous one worked? What if this person had said yes or no? And it just felt unclear. And so I kind of decided to, okay, God, I am hearing you. I'm hearing there's a clear sign, but I need closure before I can go there. And so I'm going to give this to you. I'm okay with a no, but I need a no in order to move on. And I think that's where honesty, and more so truthfulness, right? Truthfulness with myself and with God came in. And I did, and again, I decided that among accountability, I let my parents know, I let my mentor know, and they agreed, like, yes, I think it's a good idea, right? To talk to that first sister again, and or not again, for the first time directly, and just get a straight answer. And so, long story short, I got the answer. It was a no. We were going into different directions, different visions for life, different paths. And so I wanted to bring these things into together, right? That honesty played a really big role in this matching journey. Integrity played an incredibly big role. And integrity also in the form of really listening to, how is God guiding me through my feelings, through my emotions, through my thoughts? What is God trying to tell me? And can I go there? And what do I need in order to go there? And that takes courage. And so, 500 virtues. So this is our first story. How are we on time? Do we have time for a second story?
I
Yeah?
think you can go, yes. Yeah, this is the main part of the webinar, so please continue.
All right. Okay. Anything else?
No. I mean, yeah, just the point, right, is about timing, and you really never know. Because like in all of that time that he was going through this like emotional woo, like craziness, I was like, oh, okay. Like I had no clue. But like he said no because he needed time for himself. And it wasn't because there was something wrong with me or something, you know. Like sometimes when you approach someone and then you get a answer is no, you feel like you start thinking something's wrong with me, but there's nothing wrong with you. It's just maybe the person needed time, right, to think about their life or go through this closure, process, and you really never know. So, yeah, anyway, that's kind of another point, yeah, that I would want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we learned a lot through the process. It was not wasted. I think that's another great point, is that in God's eyes, nothing is wasted in our story. We might feel like, oh, I went through this time and I just wasted it, and I could have gotten matched earlier, or I couldn't, and all these beliefs might creep in, and there might be truth in that, but ultimately, God is not going to let anything in our life be wasted. God's going to use anything and everything in our life for greatness and goodness ultimately. And I'm a German. Germans like recycling, so God is a recycler. God is going to recycle everything into greatness. Okay, forget the. Yeah, I know. It was a terrible. I ruined this metaphor. I don't even like recycling,
Yeah.
but God is not gonna let anything be wasted. So this was our story and about the 500 virtues in our matching, and we have one more story that's from our blessed life, and we want to tell you that as contrast. And so we call this one losing integrity as a couple, or having integrity being tested as a couple, right? And
Yeah.
sounds harsh. So this happened at the beginning of this year, actually. Some of you might have heard the story, and it was, I think, for both of us, a time that was kind of stressful. We started getting really busy with work, with different responsibilities, finances, traveling, and Karen was traveling. She was on a trip for a bit over a week. I was alone at home. Um, and so it was a time when I felt pretty stressed, pretty overwhelmed. And I was trying to look for a way to kind of relax, to wind down. And I before that, I haven't like played video games since high school, right? And so I came up with the idea, well, why don't I check out a video game? Some of my friends are playing these, mini games. And so I started playing a video game in the evenings. All right, not so bad. And I played, and so the thing is that what what started as a kind of as a treat, right? It's like, oh, I can treat myself to playing a game, right? For some that's a game, for some that's a movie or a show or whatever it is, right? It kind of turned into a bit of an escape, I would say, right at the beginning of the year. And sometimes there's a fine line between, is this an escape? Is this a treat? And so I would say it started becoming a bit of an escape. And Karen came back, and I kept going, right? It wasn't only during this time when she was gone, but I started playing this video game. And so we had said in the past that we want to close our days together. We want to go to sleep together, check in with each other. And that started getting lost, these routines, these habits. And I was kind of starting to end my days by kind of crashing, right? And playing this video game to wind down. And I guess it was doing that a little bit, but also it was starting to steal time from each other. And Karen came back, and you confronted me about that eventually, right? And yeah, you want to tell that part?
Yeah, so yeah, anyway, for work, we're away, and then I come back, and then every evening until like 2 a.m. or 1 a.m.
Not
I
every.
see him like playing on the couch, like literally here, like like kind of vegetating. I'm like, what the hell is happening over the break?
It's not how I would tell the story.
Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. And then I was like, what's happening? Because it was so funny. On my matching, this isn't a side thing, but like on my matching, um like red flags, I had no red flags. But the only thing I could think of was no gamer. And I was like, I have a gamer now.
I to a red flag.
Anyway, there's nothing wrong with games, but like, the ones that are really like becoming a vegetable, I don't like that. So anyway, he was on the road to that, I could see. So anyway, and then it was it's annoying, right? Because I came back and I'm like, oh, I want to spend quality time and connect again, and yeah, quality time is really nice. But I would see him kind of yeah, every night just playing games, and then we're not really talking. And it was really frustrating for me, I realized. And yeah, I realized it, but I didn't tell Andy because deep down inside, I don't know if this is like a woman's like way of doing things, but I was really passive aggressive. It's really scary when you're passive aggressive. So I would just like look at him and then I would just go to bed and I would just not say anything. And I would just give him like a very disapproving like shake of my head or something and just like go to sleep on my own. And I just wanted him to know that I was not happy. Like I was not happy about it and I wanted him to feel bad. Like without me telling him, I just wanted him to feel bad about himself. So that kind of went on for a few days and I was really fine with it, but not really, because you feel bad when you're making someone feel bad. Um, and so I had to be honest with myself. I had to be really honest, like, okay, I feel frustrated about Andy and I'm not taking responsibility. I'm just blaming. I'm putting all the responsibility on Andy to like fix this situation, like without communicating. And yeah, it took a lot of like honesty from me. And then I eventually confronted Andy in the afternoon. I told him honestly, I'm feeling really frustrated. I feel like you don't care about me. And I feel like you're not prioritizing me. And so yeah, I had to be honest and I had to take responsibility, like I have to own up to the fact that okay, it's like we're both like we're a team, like it's not like me against you, but okay, we have to work together and I have to be honest and say it to you. And yeah, take the responsibility to mm, say that it's bothering me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And so I think that Karen was holding me, but more than me, our couple accountable, right? To what we had said we want to be, our vision of a couple. And that was, yeah, we want to spend quality time with each other. We want to do these things. And we weren't, right? We were kind of drifting apart. And it was, to be honest, our relationship started feeling a little stale, right? At that time. And we started to feel kind of distant and not as attracted towards each other. And we could see, well, we're out of the honeymoon phase. I mean, that's one thing, but then also we weren't doing the things that are necessary to feel that way, right? To have that kind of relationship. And so Karen bringing that up was accountability, right? Holding us accountable and then restoring integrity for us as a couple. And what that meant was being personally challenged in my for me in my integrity, right? At the beginning, it was a bit out of the blue for me. I thought things were going fine, and then that hit me. It's like, wow, okay, there's another, and so another problem, and we were both tempted, right? We were both tempted to blame each other for this situation. Like Karen said, oh, she was kind of tempted to kind of use revenge, right? Like just make me feel bad, be angry. It's all my fault. I'm not caring. I'm not connecting. I'm just selfish. Um, And then I was tempted to feel like, oh, Karen's just nagging and just want, attention seeking or like clingy. And um and that was there, right? We felt it. And that's when we were really our integrity was tested, not only like individually, but as a couple, really. And we had to her starting the conversation, that was a starter. Right? And then getting to the point where we can say, okay, so what do we do now? Like, how can we get on the same page? This is not us fighting against each other. This is us as a team trying to solve this situation, trying to solve this problem. And I had to come to the point of, okay, yes, she's right. I need to change, right? It's true. I wanted to start playing this game to kind of take care of myself, but now it's taking away from our couple and compromising our integrity. And so I had to change, and then so both of us came to the point of, okay, both of us, we were tempted to blame each other, but we were also tempted to just take the blame. Where it's like, oh, this is all my fault. okay, I'll just change. But that wouldn't really have solved the situation. Kind of just giving each other, indulging each other, so to speak, and avoiding the conflict and the root of the conflict. And so just taking the blame is not the same as taking responsibility. And I think that's really that's tricky to discern sometimes. But so blame, whether it's just taking the blame or blaming each other, is not the same as integrity and taking responsibility. Yeah, and so this is a story. And so we decided in that conversation, okay, what are the things we can do, right, to start connecting in? When we set up routines, we set up certain habits, right? So for us, we are okay, we're going to go to the gym together a couple of times a week. We're going to do on a date once a week. Every night, we're going to check in with each other before going to sleep or before doing our personal evening routine. And we're just, okay, we might not feel so close and in love right now, but let's just do these things and see what happens, and take action. And guess what? It took a couple of weeks, but after a couple of weeks, we felt like we were entering like our second honeymoon phase in our blessing. And it was earned, right? Not a freebie, not a free Amazon subscription first month, what everybody experienced, but the earned in love, right? That comes later, and we kind of got our first taste of that this year. And so I think just to conclude, we wanted to mention a few points on certainty, why integrity and preparing for the blessing is so important, and learning how to listen for God's voice in our story in a very personal way, is that, yeah, not everything is certain. I think you wanted to mention, right, that even what we see in each other's profile, right, is not 100% accurate, right? People have nuances and are different. And even if they are accurate, after 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, we change and new things. She was like, I have no red flags. The only thing I don't want is a video gamer. And then 3 years later, I start playing a video game. She's like, oh my God, I made the biggest mistake of my life. So things change, and how do we handle our each other's growth, and when we go through ups and downs? And yeah, no relationship is ever 50-50. That was a strong concept I had about marriage, that, oh, marriage is supposed to be 50-50. We both contribute equally to this relationship. But really, it's almost never 50-50, right? We go through ups and downs individually, and sometimes I'm an 80, Karen's a 20, or the other way around. And sometimes I carry her 20, she carries my 10. And also knowing, what do we do when we're both below 50? If she's a 20, I'm a 0, then how do we deal with that? I can't count on her to carry me. She can't count on me to carry her. Do we have support? Do we have accountability to make it? All right, that was a long one. Thanks for listening, everybody. You wanna?
Nope.
Nope.
That's all.
We're done. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. That was really nice. Definitely two amazing stories that, also show the success that you earned, as you mentioned. And yes, I would like to take the opportunity for a little bit of a Q&A. So, whoever was able to follow and would like to ask some questions, now is your opportunity. You can also write them in the chat if you don't feel confident to just turn off the mic. But I think you can see that they're very nice people. No one is gonna judge you or eat you. If you would like to open your mic and, just feel free to ask. Actually, I have a question if I can. Because Andy, you mentioned how you like you kind of were emotionally connected to this person, and how important, like before Karen, and how important was you for like disattach yourself. And I think it's something that is like a problem that comes up very often, also, especially like younger brothers and sisters, sometimes they ask me, is it okay to start a matching process if I have a crush on someone else, for example? And I was just curious, what is your take on this? And based on that, also, if there's any advice that you could give if someone is in this kind of situation.
Yeah. I think both of us could say there's a lot to say about attraction, right? And it takes, so I mean, generally speaking, attraction originally is not something bad. I think God has given us the ability to notice God-given attractive characteristics of creation, of every person, notice beauty. And if this is aligned with our original nature, it can, that's part of listening to God, I think. But when it's not aligned and it's coming out of an empty place in our heart, it's very easy for that to be misdirected. And so it takes a lot of discernment to know, oh, what am I pursuing in this attraction? Is it like a hole in my heart, or is it something original? And that's I think it's hard to know by yourself. Um, and so my take on that, and I think in both our stories, it was, I'm not going to do this alone, right? I'm not going to make any move just by myself. Let's see what my parents say about this, or let's see what my matching supporter says about this, or do I have any close friends? What do they think about this if they are part of my matching team? That's one thing. And then I think time is another thing. So recently I talked to a guy who asked me a question. He was like, so what if there's a boy and he's attracted to two girls? And for a while that was it. And then later he's attracted to a third person more than the previous two. Who should he approach? I was like, so who's the boy? He's like, oh well, that's me. And then it's like, well, you don't need to approach anyone right now. Look, like it took you just 2 to 3 months to start falling in love with 3 different people. Just like wait a bit. And if there's and you can wait a bit. I was like, oh yeah. Well, I expected this answer. And okay, it was funny, but I think often when we are in that situation or a similar situation, we're like, yeah, this applies to everybody else, but not me, right? This is different. And I think time is an important factor. Like I don't need to do anything with my attraction, first thing. And then second thing is, well, am I ready? And how can I work more on myself? Kind of shifting the focus back on myself. And then taking the time that I need to work on myself. And after that time, however long that is, right? Half a year, 3 months, 1 year, is that still a valid feeling I have after 1 year, whatever, right? I don't know the time. And let it pass. And if it's expedient, it'll be gone. If there's something to it, it might still be there. And it might have changed after a while. Do you have something to add?
Yeah, I mean, just the point of like consulting with someone, getting a different opinion, and not just acting on a fleeting feeling, right? Like of a crush, and then oh, this is the one, or something. Like not acting too rash. Yeah, I think it's definitely a point. But if you're in a process and you still have feelings for someone, then yeah, I would definitely recommend to consult with someone, or yeah, kind of, why is your mind going to that person? Yeah, kind of maybe to explore that or talk with someone about that. Yeah. But yeah, because ideally when you're talking with someone, the person in front of you is the only one you're talking to, right? And you're not thinking about the possibility of other people. Because there's tons of really great people. Like you could get you can't get matched to everyone. So yeah, if you're talking to someone, then you're focused on that person, right? Not like on the what ifs. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing and thank you for answering. We have time for another question if anyone would still like to jump in. take the opportunity.
I have a question. So thank you so much for the talk. It was great. I loved it. You guys look very good on this camera. Have a question sort of for Karen a little bit because once Andy said, "Oh, right now I'm not ready," and you were like, "Oh, it's great. I'm not stuck on him. I'm stuck on receiving the blessing, which is great." My question is, did you like how how quickly were you looking for someone else, or were you like, I'm gonna still take my time, or were you just right away, anyways, let's look for the next, possibility, or I'm wondering about the timing of that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. For me, I think I put a deadline. Like I was open to try him, and then if not, then I would put myself on public on the website. And I put a deadline my spring break because I was still in university, and that would be like 4 months, like 3 or 4 months. And then I was like, okay, I think I can, put some closure on, on Andy, and then by then I want to be able to be like ready. Like I put my own deadline, which I thought was like realistic. So like when the time came as well, I felt ready. Like, yeah, I felt genuinely okay. I think if I wasn't ready yet to be open to like anyone, I would have extended that time. But for me, it felt, yeah, like a good timing. And I felt clear, like I felt open to talking with anyone um, at the time. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Basically, you felt like, oh, it's I'm not available. You can let that go and move.
Yeah. Because I knew I wanted to be public on the website, but without any lingering feeling. So if I still had lingering feelings, then that was something that needed to be addressed. But I knew, yeah, by that time, I want to be like open to the possibility of anyone. Um, yeah.
But it was before then that I approached you again.
Yeah, like literally on the same week of my spring break, then Andy's parents reached out.
Mm.
So then again, yeah, about like timing and stuff. Yeah. So.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Solange, for the question. And unfortunately, we don't have more time for Q&A, but we still really want to thank you, Andy and Karen, for the time that you've given us and for the wisdom that you shared. And I really hope that you know that when I say old, I just meant in wisdom and spirit.
We got
Nothing
that.
else included. Yes.
Just teasing.
So, I kind of see you as my, older siblings, but with that heart, I said older, right? Like with the like kind of mentor side, like soul speaking.
Calm down, Ozik. You're okay.
Yeah.
You don't. No one's blaming you tonight.
But no, I want to make sure you know that.
You're just digging your grave deeper.
But yeah, anyway, thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, now we're gonna have a little bit of a discussion. So we're gonna separate into groups, and it will be a really short discussion, just 10 minutes, but just so we can also share a little bit of our opinion with the people who are participating in this call. And yes, we have a question, right, that we're giving out.
Yes. Yes is yes. So the question will be, out of the five high noon virtues, which one do you most want to work on before you get blessed? Yeah. Enjoy the discussion.
Hey, is
Welcome back,
everybody coming
people.
back? Hello. I hope the time was enough to just have a little bit of sharing and connection with the other people in the call. And now, is everybody back already? Yes? Okay.
Think so?
So now we have a very interesting and fun new activity for you guys. And we're quite excited to share it. We really hope that you were paying attention to the testimony because now you will have a very important task because you will compete to each other. We will separate in two groups, sisters and brothers, and your task will be to write an AI song about the testimony that Andy and Karen gave. And not only you will be competing to each other, you will also be competing against me and David because we're also gonna give and make our own AI song. And it will work like this. So David soon is gonna explain how the website works. But you will be separating these two groups, like sisters in one group, brothers in this group. You will have to write the best prompt that you can to make AI write the perfect song. And the sisters will be writing the AI song about the first story that Andy and Karen shared. So about their matching journey. And the brothers will be writing a song about the second story that they shared about the five high noon virtues in their blessing story. And me and David will improvise something. And anyway, after that, we will make Andy and Karen listen to the songs without saying who wrote what, and they will choose which one is the best AI song. You will have 15 minutes to do this, but before, David is gonna share the screen and show you how the website works, basically.
Yes. So I recommend you use this website, which is ilovesong.ai. This is not a free website. However, you do get a few free credits that you can use at the beginning. So it should be fine for all of you just to write one song. And the way it works is you type in the lyrics here. So Andy and Karen testimony. And then the style of music you want to play. So let's say you want a rock song. You can put in rock music with, I don't know, jingle bells throughout because it's Christmas, right? Or if you want a piano concerto orchestra in the background, you can be as creative as you want. If you have someone in your group that's more musical, you can add as many prompts as you want, like a second beat on this drum or this kind of thing. Like you can be a bit more creative. However, it is AI, so it's not going to take all of your prompts 100% seriously. But so try to make it not too complex. You're not actually writing a song. But yeah, the main part is really the lyrics. So please try to be as fun and as poetic and as interesting as you like to be with the lyrics. And then once you have completed the lyrics and the style of song, you then click generate here, and you will get two options. So AI will, yeah, give you two versions of that song, and then you can choose out of the two options which one you like best. And since you only have 15 minutes, then, well, yeah, just try your best to fit it in the time. And if you have any questions about the website, you can send me a WhatsApp message. But yeah, that's how it's going to
Yes.
work.
I also have a question. Like, is it the lyrics? Like, does the AI like build its own lyrics, or do we have to write the whole lyrics by ourselves?
The whole lyrics is by yourself.
Okay.
You can also
But
choose like the gender of the voice and everything like that. So it's all there. Yeah.
yeah. You can also like because we don't have that much time, you can also help with AI like ChatGPT, for example, like if you write some sentences and you want to make them rhyme or something, you can also use extra AI tools.
As
Uh,
little as possible. Try to
yes,
be authentic, okay?
just like if you really cannot find the rhyme or you just like, you have the perfect lyrics, but it's not like matching with the rhymes or something, you can also use a little bit of that.
Yeah,
And yeah, any question? Is everything clear? Yeah?
cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, you
So
have
we're gonna
15 minutes.
separate in two groups, the sister groups and the brothers group, and then me and David will have our group. And of course, we hope you have fun. And yeah, for anything, just text David, okay? And he will make sure to help you.
Have fun.
This is 15 minutes.
Yes,
15
15.
minutes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Robert. All right. Let's see who the best lyricists will be. Enjoy. In for a treat, Andy. You're in for a treat.
How does it
Uh,
feel to almost have the soundtrack of your life? Really?
Never thought that this is how a testimony will go down in history. Yeah.
Okay, guys, were you able to do it? Does a song exist?
We're
yeah.
generating.
Yes.
Okay. Brothers, if you can send me your song privately, I'm going to shuffle the songs together and then just present one at a time.
All right.
Uh, Yeah.
Our song, it didn't do the whole song. It cut it off at 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I'm just trying to make it the whole. But yeah, anyways, we can send this sample.
Yeah, just send me the link and then we can get it out. For the sisters, as soon as you have your link, send it to me and I'll do a random shuffle. Andy and Karen will then listen to all three, but I won't tell them who made it. So, it's not biased because they might really prefer sisters for some particular reason and give the win to them, but not today, not today.
What? Oh, sorry.
Tell us, Solange, what is this boy saying? What is he saying?
I'm just being randomly hilarious as usual and nonsensical. So let's just proceed.
I
David,
felt
what-
a little bit of insecurity there, David. Just a little bit.
I'm desperate to win. We put hard effort into the song,
Hey,
Okay, so do I have any links?
Can I send it to your email? Because I
Oh,
cannot.
it's my email. Okay.
What's your. David Hughes. Okay, good.
Yes, that is indeed my last name. Well done.
So this is how our testimony is going down in history. AI
Yes.
music.
In song form. We need a musical next.
You know,
Production.
Nice. All right.
we could have like an animated version, like a sort of the beginning of a cartoon, and use the song.
Like a Pixar movie. Pixar
Oh
show.
yes.
Yes. Brought to you by Pocky Studios, the newest blockbuster. Okay,
Let's
Christian,
hear it.
where is the song? Where is the song?
Yeah, I sent it.
Okay, where?
Did
Okay.
you get it?
How
Oh,
is the
yes.
sisters going?
It's still processing.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll play one of the songs then. So, Andy and Karen, are you ready for this?
Ready.
Let's go.
Sound and
Actually, we don't know if you're ready, but let's go.
let's do this.
Aaron comes home one weary day, sees Andy on the couch where he loves to stay, eating chips, controller in hand, and wonders who on earth is this man I married planned. The days roll on in a quiet stream. Each night she waits like a fading dream for the warmth of his touch, a loving sign. But he only touches the mouse online. Cheeks seem to grow on in a quiet stream. A potato plates like a fading dream. For the warmth of his touch, the nothingness there, just lying and clicking the mouse on lyre.
Wow.
There we go. That's the first one.
It's a whole new dimension. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna play the next one now. It's pretty transparent though because the sisters haven't sent theirs yet. So I guess Leslie, I can just tell them who that was from, right? So yeah, that was from the brothers. The brothers wrote that first one. Good job, brothers. I like that. The next one is from Nalzika and myself. So oh wait, I need to get this ready. And meanwhile, sisters, please send me your song. Andy, first thoughts on the first version.
Yeah, I am the villain of this story. It's clear. Brothers wrote the song. Very clear. Any impression?
It's very accurate. Guys got me good. It's good
Really?
stuff.
All right. Now this is what the staff came up with. Get ready.
I texted you once, was given a no. Little did I know you would come back for more. Because this was meant to be, I was preparing myself for someone like you. 6 months of work to make my dreams come true. 5 virtues applied in my life. building myself up to become your wife, only because this was meant to be. Drifting away from these countries so far, USA and Germany, united by love, only because this was meant to be. Thank you, God, for letting myself be, because this was meant to be. Meant to be. A chest full of hurt, needing his love, giving the cold shoulder, hoping it works. Nights all alone, feeling so bad. Video games was my only red flag. How can this happen to the man of my dreams, leaving me empty emotionally? How can we fix this to make things improve? Oh wait, of course we have these virtues, because this was meant to be. Drifted away from these countries so far, USA and Germany, united by love, only because this was meant to be. Thank you, God, for letting myself be, because this was meant to be.
Okay, I think you've heard enough.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Right,
actually, yes, you can give a little bit of your view. And by the way, David, I have the songs for the sisters because they're it was not working, so I
You
I
have them.
took their
Fantastic.
lyrics and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, like a little review on this one.
Yeah, it sounded like it was from my perspective. I don't know. I don't know if I was blushing because it was like, wow, or if I'm cringing. I don't know. But this is good. It's really good.
I think
Okay.
both songs are from your perspective so far.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Evil
sister's
guy
a bit
here.
more compassionate.
Maybe the sisters will be kinder. Let's see.
Okay. Let me share now. Can you see?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
actually, girls, this is gonna be very improvised. So God, like fate, will decide for you because you have two versions, but I didn't listen to them. So you have to choose if you would like the one or the number two, just by following your heart. So please wait. Sister, show me number one if you would like the number one, or show me number two if you would like the number two. 3, 2, 1. Show me. Just 1, 2. Okay, 1, 1. Okay. So let's go with the first one.
All right.
Oh, wait. Let me make sure that I'm sharing the sound. 1 second.
Yes, that is very crucial. We need to hear it.
Yes.
Oh, the
Okay.
girls look so nervous.
Well, they don't know what they're going to listen.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm Karen, and this is how it went. I was waiting for someone God sent. I knew in my heart it was him, but Andy's break was just starting to begin.
Hello, I'm Andy, the one with the lost soul.
Karen was ready, but I wasn't at all. I took a break to find myself and to finally receive God's help. God's timing is always right. And he needed to walk through the night. Karen just needed to sit tight.
Wow.
Applause, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, I just would like to mention that actually I could wait. I'd just like to mention that their style of the song was Disney princess song, joyful ballad, heartfelt. So
I
Wow.
was imagining fireworks and Disney and castle in the background. Perfect.
wow. Okay, so Andy Karen, do you have your winner?
Short,
Yeah.
short.
As the debate is going on, I've forgotten to reveal the meme of the week, actually. So I need to get that ready as well. But Andy and Karen can reveal their winner.
We have a winner.
Okay, should we drum roll? Pretend this is drum rolling.
Okay, the winner is number 3, Sister Sting.
Wow, good job.
Well earned, well earned. So
good.
what that
Yes,
means for your groups is that every single one of the sister groups will get points. So actually, can all the sisters just message me privately so I don't forget whose groups to give points to? That'd be great. But yeah, well done. And more points go to someone else because our meme of the week goes to this one. Me when High Noon videos end. We got Karina and Robert with their testimony. And if you've ever seen Interstellar, this is when Matthew McConaughey bursts into tears after watching the video. So that goes to Boggy's team. The points go to you. So congratulations for the meme. Thank you. This was a lot of fun. So this is actually the end of the webinar. So thank you all for joining. Thank you, Andy and Karen, for the testimony. Thank you for competing in this song contest. And now we must close this off with a prayer. So who's giving the closing prayer? Is that Nazika? We have to
I
rock,
can
paper,
do it.
scissors.
I'm
Okay.
inspired by this Disney
Okay.
song. Okay, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Parents, dear true parents, thank you so much for the time that you gave us. Thank you for taking care of us and supporting us through our journey to the blessing. And I'm really grateful that we could all reunite here despite all our super busy life, but just, have a little of time to think about you, think about a blessing, receive some wisdom for our mentors, and feel hopeful about the blessing. And also have a little bit of fun in the meantime. And I pray that you can bless all the people who are participating in these webinars and also the family. They can continue and conclude well this year and also have success in their private lives. And also my thoughts and prayers goes to True Mother and to all the people that are working with her and to help her go through these difficult times victoriously. So please bless them and guide them. And we also want to show our support to you and to True Parents. And please bless this night. And I offer this prayer in attendance of Holy Mother Han, in my name and in the names of all these brothers and sisters here. Adieu.
Gee. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely
Thank
week.
you.
Thank you. Take
And
care.
thank you for
everybody.
your effort and for playing with us.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Great seeing you.
Thank you,
Great
guys.
seeing you, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you.